Hey guys, Stu again. We've been talking about focus, and I think one of the big things about focus is learning from other people's examples. Have you ever been told you need to be a good example? Well, my dad was always a good example in a certain way. He showed me how to do things. He was an example in how to learn how to cut wood, how to mow the lawn, how to fix cars, all these skills he taught me. But what we're really talking about good examples, we're talking about is a behavior, a good example in behaviors. And we guys have the perfect example in good behaviors. It's God. Check out Ephesians 5:1. It says, "Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children." So God is our example, and we're supposed to follow him because we're his dearly loved children. Isn't that awesome, you guys, that we are his dearly loved children? God thinks of us as one of his children. Like a father thinks of his child, God thinks of us. He loves us so much. But there's more to this thing about following God's example, because when we follow God's example, we're also called to something else. Check out John 1:11-12. It says, "Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and his love is made complete in us." So when we follow God's example, then we're called to love others. And it's this cool thing, because when we do that, when we love one another, it says that God lives in us and his love is made complete in us. And that can seem kind of weird, but I gotta tell you guys, it is so cool to have God living right here in my heart. It says in the Bible that he dwells in here, or he makes his home in my heart. He lives in me. And when he does that, we can then model who God is when we're around people, when we're loving each other, because God is here and people will see God through our actions. It's a powerful thing. And God loved us so much that he gave his son. He sent his son Jesus to live on earth and show us how to love. And then he eventually died for us. Just an amazing amount of love. But I want to ask you something about this idea of loving each other as I finish today. How are you loving each other? And what does that look like in your world? Are people seeing God in how you love them? It's a tough challenge, but it's a challenge that we're called to do as God's followers. So I hope you're having a great week. I hope you just continue to focus in and learn more about God as we love each other. All right, have a great week. See you guys.